I'm about to do something very, very stupid in my 27-year-old car. The fuel warning lights has only just been triggered, and now I'm gonna see how long it takes before this car runs to empty. You heard me right. This car is gonna be running to empty, so let's hope we don't die. Hey guys, welcome to a very interesting challenge episode where I am going to drive this Mondeo until it runs out of fuel. Fuel warning light, as you can see just there. I'm going to reset the mileage. That's better. That's satisfying. That is a very satisfying to do. So now, fuel warning is, well, just been illuminated, genuinely about probably just, it's going to be like a quarter of a mile in it. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set some rules. And, well, I'll tell you these rules as I'm driving along, hopefully before I conk out. So, yeah, let's do it. So I should explain these rules I'm on about. And it's very stupid because there is no light on me at the moment, so you can barely see my face. But the rules that I'm going to impose on this run are that I'm going to keep my revs to a very consistent 2,500 RPM at that point, after which I will change gear, like now, and I will just try and be sensible with my driving. So I'm not sure how many miles I'm going to get out of this before it just goes to a halt, but hopefully it's a fair amount. Yes, it's a 27-year-old car. I can appreciate that back then fuel economy wasn't as big of a buzz as what it would be today, for example, with all these hybrids, these eco-mentally friendly cars. But I'd like to think you could at least get yourself to a petrol station if the fuel light came on in 1998. If you were driving this in the 90s, you should be able to think to yourself, oh yeah, this has got to be a good run. And I should be helped out of the fact that it was raining earlier today, and because the road is slightly wet, I don't know the exact science behind this, but I think it's because fuel is less dense when it's no that's a different point. It's wet, so the friction on the tires should make you go further. There's less rolling resistance. And the other point I was going to make was that when it's cold, like now for example, because we're almost in November as I'm filming this, fuel is more dense than it is, so you actually get more for your money. But you could argue, and I used to work in a petrol station for 3.5 years, all the fuel is given to you at a consistent 15 degrees anyway, so to me that's bunkum, but no matter. I'm a little bit annoyed at the fact that with this drive now, there are so many hills in Swindon. If you leave Swindon, you go up a hill, and if you come into Swindon, you still go up a hill, which is absolutely insane. We're already at mile 3. The fuel warning light was illuminated again, so the light was on, then it was off, then it's just come back on again. I'm giving you so much insight, and we haven't even done 5 miles. And the needle is actually below empty. So, yeah. I'm thinking this is very exciting because I want to know what the end result is. I'm excited to know how this turns out, but I'm also very scared. Very scared that the fact that, yes, I've got a jerry can on standby that is happy to refuel me, but what if that's not enough? I would get my phone out and show you that the needle is actually under the E in its entirety, so what, I have no idea. This car's running on fumes. It's ridiculous. Right, I'm on the A419. This is scary. This is scary. This is the scariest I've ever been on this road, and this is the least threatening road ever. It's the least threatening road because it's always closed. This road is always closed, and for some reason, I'm scared. I'm off the A419 now. That's not the point. It's scary. It's a really horrible road to be on. I'm in a mentally bad state when I'm on that road. But I think that is just because that is the A419, so you can disregard everything I've just said.
Come on inside.
The needle is just gone. The needle's, you know, it's way past empty. It's like, nah, you're on negative fuel. The needle is saying you're on negative fuel, but the car's still going. The fuel light is still showing. I don't want to keep saying on or off, only because this is a bit confusing, because like that Vsauce reference, the alarm went off, so we had to turn it off, that sort of thing. So I don't know what's going on. I haven't got the heating on, but it just feels hotter. I've just thought of this, and I'm now employing this tactic. I'm just going across a point between two roundabouts. So I'm going straight ahead on one roundabout, I'm going ahead into the next one, and I'm just turning back round. So I'm just basically doing loop-de-loops. I'm just doing figure of 8 all the time, because I rarely stop. The only time I have to stop is when I have to give way to somebody. There are no hills, so I don't have to go up and down and up and down. It's basically, I just go 40 up to the roundabout, turn around, go 40 again, up to the roundabout, go 40, and so on until I run out of fuel. Now, I appreciate the fact if I run out of fuel, if I can feel it stuttering, I'm going to pull off somewhere, maybe to somewhere where I can pull over in the case of an emergency. I would like that to be as close to the petrol station as possible, but sometimes that will not happen because it just won't. But it's working well. It's just basically laps. I'm not thinking it as miles at this point. It's just more laps, and it's working. I don't want to take for granted what we're doing today, but basically I am running out of fuel on purpose in the name of science. And not a lot of vintage car owners would do the same with their cars, and I'm willing to do it with mine, which is good, and that's a reason why you should subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Pomerette Child channel so you can see me doing experiments with MK2 Ford Mondeo. So that's one good thing. It's another loop that we're about to do on this roundabout now, going all the way back round again. That is 15 miles obtained, so it's only 15 miles. I say it's only 15. It was a lot more than I anticipated. I only thought we were going to get to about 10.
We'll take that ride.
I'm off that road. I was going in and out of sort of the residentially bits that basically do a ring on themselves, but I got sick of that area, so I just thought I'm going to try somewhere else. Hopefully it still gives me a decent result. And the thing is, I need somewhere to pull in if things go wrong. I don't know why I bothered, because I'm stopping every time, every roundabout, every light, I'm just stopping. And I just think to myself, why didn't I just stick to, you know, what was a decent formula? I should turn around. I think I should turn around. Should I turn around? I'm gonna turn around. I didn't turn around. I just don't understand at this point of how good a car can be just by torturing it, by starving it of the very thing it needs for it to run in the first place. I think all automotive manufacturers should do this as a test to see how good their fuel economy really is. No need for reserve tanks, anything like that. Just pure graft, pure hard work, pure torture to the one car. The same car that they will give to Euro NCAP before their safety tests, for example. I could just go forever around a roundabout, but it will be very, very bad taste if I had to stop on the roundabout. The needle is still under the E. So I don't know. Could this be like a tolerance thing? If you starve your car of petrol often, it will just learn to be invincible. Can it do that? I'm not talking rubbish, but it just won't stop. The quality of the ride hasn't changed. There's been no difference to how this car's wanting to drive. It still feels like it has lots of energy, even though we're taking the very thing it needs. I just don't understand like the significance of what's being achieved here today. And I can't think of other YouTubers who have got vintage cars who would do the same. So this is an eye-opening experience. I doubt it's ever been done in a 1998 Mark II Ford Mondeo at all.
And you know,
I'm a very sensible driver at heart. What I have done in this, I have never let this car get to the fuel warning light stage. I've always done it when it's hovering at the E, but it's not quite made it enough to illuminate the light. I will fill it up to the top anyway. And I'm using E5, I'm not using E10, I'm not using the cheap stuff. This is premium, 100% quality, bang for your buck, money, fuel, petrol juice, that sort of thing. No cheap stuff. No cheap stuff here. We don't compromise on the Pomerak Child channel. We only do the best. We only do the best. I should have gone by now, because the video that I made for the Mondeo in May, I said that in-town urban MPG is just under 25. Now, I'm at 33.3 miles this very moment, as a matter of fact, and I'm still going. And I'd like to consider that this run has mostly been urban driving. I want to make it as a bit mixed as possible. So I should have gone by now. I should have ran out. I should have run out about 8 miles ago, but I haven't. So look, I've had no idea what's gone on. I've been in the car, I've been driving for about an hour and a half, and I'm what? Why is it still going? Why am I still driving? Why is this car not dead yet? I don't want it to die, because this is my pride and joy, but why is it not dead yet? I just want to go home. Just want to have a cup of tea. Oh, the car is warm. The fans aren't on though. I don't know if that's just so it can dissipate heat, or if it's just another decent method to increase the efficiency of the vehicle. Whatever the reason, I like it, and I anticipate it stays that way. I know it's gonna go. I know the car will go eventually, but I don't know what it's gonna sound like. I don't know if it's just gonna be like that, or if it's gonna be just cuts off like a plane. You're just gonna glide to wherever it is you're gonna eventually run out of fuel in. So I hope it's soon. Not that I'm fed up with this experiment. I've just put effort into this. The amount of clips I'm going to have to splice together, the amount of editing I'm going to have to do on this. If this doesn't get, I'd probably say, if this doesn't get a decent amount of views or likes, or if this doesn't generate hype around the Pomerak Child channel, I will be upset.
here we go.
Hey, I've made it to 40 miles. I've lost the will to live. I miss my wife. I'm hungry. I can't stop the car. I can't go to a drive-through because I'd be wasting fuel. Just want to go home. Just want to call it a day. should never have bothered with this, or I should have done this in the daytime where you could have seen my face. I don't know what's going to run out of energy first, me, the car, or the GoPro. One of them is going to go first. It's probably going to be me. I tell you, there's a massive injustice when it comes to old cars. A lot of people, the consensus is that old cars, taxi braked in front of me, made me use precious fuel again. But yeah, old cars get a bit of a bad rap because everybody perceives them to be, oh, they're old bangers, they don't, you know, last as long, they're not very good and everything else. And if you go to places like London, Birmingham, Bristol, you got to pay. But come to think of it, you shouldn't have to. It should be you pay on the new vehicles. The new vehicles aren't that great, really. They lack character. You should be paying a character tax because there is such a lack of character in new cars that, you know, it's not visually appealing anymore. And because the old cars are still keeping up appearances, they turn heads and everything else, it's a good idea. I just saw Mr. Bean. He's got his Mini out. Actually, yeah, his Mini is more, this one's more yellow, so I haven't just seen Mr. Bean. I just came up with an idea for something, and I'm going to look back in the edit and realise, wow, I was really, really hungry at that point. Because I just come up with this idea, and I'm thinking, it's bonkers, but it would help out my immediate situation. Instead of a drive-through, have a drive-by food service. So that lost a bit of power. I think we're good though. We're still going. Okay, we're still going. Yep. Okay, we're back. A drive-by food service. So instead of, you know, you having to drive through a place, the food couriers come to you, but you're in the car. And this would probably be very effective if you're in a traffic jam. For example, I'm stuck near the Chiswick flyover, somewhere near Chiswick, because that's the first place in London that came to my head. I'm on that stretch of the M25. I'm going clockwise, and the traffic hasn't moved in about a day, so I'm pretty much stranded really badly. And I quite fancy a curry or some food of your choice. Why can't a little bloke on a bike just pull up, I roll the window down, and he just flings me some samosas at the window? I just do that, bang, cheers mate. Because amazingly, eating while you're driving is not illegal. And I think that is insane. Yes, you could probably get done for driving without due care and attention, but eating while you're driving is not against the law in itself. Why? Okay, we're 48 miles. We're juddering again. I just juddered again. I think it's going. It's going. It's going. It is going. Right. Oh, wow. Finally! I've got to pull in somewhere. It's not going to... The battery's going on. Battery light's there. I'm going to pull in here to this car park. This very nondescript car park. That's it. That's it. Can I get up the... No! Didn't get 50. No. Putting that on. I didn't get to 50. 48.6 miles. Gah! I'm sorry, Mondeo, but I had to do it in the name of science. Wow. I'm very impressed, regardless. Right, let's fill this up. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. That is very, very nice. The reason I didn't start the car immediately afterwards, I just knew it had ran out. Because the lights came on, there was no power. I put the foot down, there was nothing, and I'm not starting the car when the car's clearly out of fuel, because that will put air to the fuel pump, and that's really bad. That's in. Oh, God, still illuminating. Now, I hope it starts, because I've just put 5 litres in, and I want it to start up, because if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to walk to the petrol station, which is about half a mile that way. Oh, fingers crossed. Yes! Yes! Thank goodness for that! And look, the needle still hasn't moved. That's what I've been seeing for about an hour and a half. The needle, as you see what I mean? Below the bar, but 48.6 miles. Broke down there. God. Let's fill up the Mondeo, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm putting the radio back on. I'm putting the window down. I don't care about drag at this point, because the petrol station is just there. It's just around the corner. So I don't care at this point for drag. Even if it does conk out again after 5 litres, I'm gonna push it up the road, and I will happily do that. For 48.6 miles to be the distance I can travel, and let's admit it, it's been mostly in town, so the fuel economy was going to be destined to be pretty bad anyway. I am so impressed. I am, oh, words can't express it. This is a good little car. God, this car is brilliant. This is a beautiful little car. Oh God, I'm filling this up. The worst thing now is if this, don't say the pumps are out of order. The pumps are in order. Right, let's do it. Okay, so doing the maths now, on this journey, I have taken the odometer up to 54,864 miles. 58.94 litres. This is from empty plus 5 litres, because the jerry can has 5 litres. So that tells me I've got a 64 or thereabouts litre fuel tank. I paid £91.30 with premium E5, of course, because Pomerat Child, we don't do hesitation. So 34 mpg! 34 to the gallon! That's rubbish! That is rubbish! I'm sorry to have disappointed you, but I'm happy now because my fuel needle is on the full, and I don't need to fill it up again because I only fill up this car to full once every 2 months or so. But God, that's really bad MPG, and I don't know why I'm surprised, because it is a 27-year-old car. And on that cheerful note, I'm gonna go home because I want to eat and spend time with my family. God, I'm red as hell. But yeah, that was a good journey, and I had a decent time, and I'm pretty pleased with how everything went. So if you like this video, please be sure to like, subscribe if you want to see more similar content like this. Until we meet again, goodbye.